This is WNCT, 9 on your side, news at 11.
Many people in the United States overlook the problems of human sex trafficking. North Carolina is actually among the top 10 states in the nation for this crime. WNCT's Ariana Kraft has a personal and emotional look at its impact here in the East.
There are many coalitions and organizations working together to put an end to this crime. But those groups say there's a clear, strong need for more funding and resources to fight trafficking and help its survivors. Their road to recovery can be long and painful. Now, before we begin, I have a question I want to ask you just to make sure you're comfortable that we do discuss a little bit of your experience with human trafficking. As you can see, it's an experience she wants to share.
My father started grooming me at age 3 in Atlanta, Georgia. And for the next, till I was 14, he used me in various trafficking groups in 7 different states.
So human trafficking is a $150 billion industry right now, second only to drugs. Jonathan and I and our teams at Cry Freedom Missions, we're actually being able to work closely with agencies like the SBI, with the court system, with authorities, and we actually go out and do rescues.
Ashley was one of those rescues.
While I was in jail, I met the Cry Freedom team, and Beverly looked me in my eyes and she said, "When you're ready to change, you let me know." After I left the rehab, they put me in a safe house where I stayed for 18 months.
This room is one of our bedrooms for the survivors in our safe house, which is called Anna's House.
And I listened to what Cry Freedom and the people at Anna's House told me, and they kept me safe while I restored my life.
Groups helping survivors say they need more resources from the state.
Survivors need so much, so it's always about that funding aspect, really.
Some victims are lucky to get the treatment they need.
I used therapists. I used therapists who were knowledgeable in the particular area. I still use therapists.
Others aren't so lucky.
There's a lot of them that didn't come from families with money and influence and stuff like that.
Pitt County's Coalition Against Human Trafficking focuses on education and awareness.
So we have quarterly 101 sessions just for the community members, so they know what the signs of human trafficking are.
After the rescue, human trafficking survivors have a long road to recovery.
I had a lot of repressed memories. That was the only way that I could survive.
They need a long period of time to receive the healing, the counseling, the trauma counseling, all the resources that they need.
A lot of the girls don't know the rights. They feel like they were complicit in an illegal act, and they don't realize that while they're being trafficked, that there is what's called the expungement.
Which means there's a need for
pro bono attorneys to help wipe the slate clean. We need attorneys that can help expunge records, that can represent them in court.
Each survivor has their own story.
We're real people that once had real dreams.
I'm grounded by my family, but everybody has their own way of trying to survive.
Survivors want more done to prevent others from falling into the trap of trafficking.
You know, until we pass bills and legislation that's mandatory and they're going to get some kind of consequence for not following through, the majority of them aren't going to do it.
What does it mean to you to be a survivor?
What it means to me is I am strong as nails. You know, I look at a situation and I go, can't be worse than what I've already been through.
I never knew that I was still valuable. If you could just remind somebody of that today, no matter what they're going through, that they're still valuable and that they're still worthy of a good life, please do that, because you never know what somebody else is going through.
And it's important that if you see something, to say something. You can save someone's life by calling the National Human Trafficking Hotline right here on your screen at 1-888-373-7888. In the studio, Ariana Kraft, 9 on your side.